Lance Bass's bandmate was in court today, and so many surprises from the hearing. As I previously told you, Britney Spears' ex-boyfriend agreed to a plea deal on lesser charges, but before we even get to that, and what he told the judge, and also said outside of the court, we need to talk something superficial but important. Timberlake showed up to court wearing a t-shirt and a cardigan on top of it. Call me old school, but if I'm going to court on driving while impaired charges or driving while intoxicated charges, I'm wearing a suit. How I present myself to the judge matters, but how he dressed is indicative of who Justin Timberlake is, I believe. There were reporters in the courtroom, and it's really fascinating to me to share with you all the back and forth between Timberlake and the judge. The former Mickey Mouse Club member told Sag Harbor Village Justice Carl Irace that throughout his life, he's tried to hold himself to the highest standard possible, and that given the time to reflect since his arrest in June, has, quote, found myself in a position of disappointment. I did not live up to the standard I hold myself to, Timberlake told the judge. He told the court that he would like to take a moment to show gratitude to everyone involved, and said that since he grew up in a small town, he understands the strain this can put on local resources. Following that, the judge questioned Timberlake's intent, telling him he still had not addressed the decision to drive when he could have taken a taxi or used a rideshare app. Justin said, quote, I found myself in a position where I should have taken a moment. I should have had better judgment. I understand and appreciate the seriousness of this. And because he's Justin Timberlake and could afford the best attorney, instead of having to face the consequences for driving while intoxicated, he agreed to a lesser charge of driving while impaired. And instead of having his license suspended for an entire year, which I thought was standard protocol if you refused to take a breathalyzer, in the state of New York, he now will only have his license suspended for 90 days. And he's already had it suspended for, a couple months. Additionally, Timberlake has been ordered to pay a $500 fine and a $260 surcharge. Plus, outside, Timberlake addressed the cameras, but not because he wanted to. He was forced to. Giving a public service announcement was part of the deal. And I transcribed what he said. This is what Timberlake told reporters that were waiting outside for him in the New York courtroom. Quote, even if you've had one drink, don't get behind the wheel of a car. There's so many alternatives. Call a friend, take an Uber. There's many travel apps, take a taxi. This is a mistake that I made, but I'm hoping that whoever is watching and listening right now can learn from this mistake. I know I certainly have. And like I said, even one drink, don't get behind the wheel of a car. I was getting Kamala Harris vibes, meaning Kamala prepared for her debate, and it's obvious that Timberlake's attorneys also prepared him for court today with what he said inside the courtroom and outside of the courtroom. And the biggest surprise, though, I buried the lead. Timberlake got served time. He will have to do time. Not behind bars, though. The judge ordered Timberlake to perform 25 hours of community service, which I know because I know this man. It irks him. He is so annoyed that he's going to have to do 25 hours, 3 full days of community service. I think he should have gotten 40, a full week. What do you think of this all? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.